Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching, as always. If you're new here, my name's Holly. Today I'm going to test out a new palette. I don't really tend to review products and kind of go in depth too much, but I like to obviously see what I can create with it and then let you guys know how I feel about it. So the palette I'm going to be reviewing today is the Neon Dreams Revamped palette by Blush Tribe. I literally just whacked that out then. I've been so excited for this because I love neon makeup and I think it looks so cool. So this is my first real neon-y kind of palette. So it comes in a sleeve like this and I think it's so cool. Inside the palette are these amazing neon colours. Dun, dun, dun. I feel like my lighting's not really doing it justice at the minute, but if I pop my hand over. So you've got a purple, a blue, a real neon green, and then two types of oranges and a neon yellow, and then these pinks, and I think this one's the red. Kind of like, yeah, like a not proper red, but it's kind of like a pinky red. So I will be creating an eye look in this tutorial only using this palette, and I'm going to try as many colours as I can possible. So if you want to see how I created this look, then make sure you keep watching. Okay, so I've just gone off camera and done my other eye. I haven't finished it yet because I need to do my lower lash line, but I love it. I did get a bit carried away because I was trying to use every colour, but I stopped with the orange and I was like, okay, that's enough now. So I'm going to make a start on this eye, and first thing I'm going for my brows because I always do my brows first. And I'm using my Primark Skinny Brow Pencil. The good thing with this palette as well is it comes with a little mirror. So I love a palette that has a mirror because then you can just hold up the shadows and look in the palette at the same time. I'm not the best at multitasking, so this is always a good thing. When I'm doing a dramatic eye look, I like to extend my eyebrow a little bit further than normal. I don't really know why, but I feel like it kind of helps with the look. I'm not going in depth explaining how I do my brows. I've got some other videos where I do full face looks and then I'll explain a little bit more in detail. Then I go in for the front of my brow. I always do this bit last. I like to keep it as soft as possible. Now I've done this eyebrow, I'm going to go in with my P. Louise base. I use the shade 2 called Rumour, and I always put it on the back of my hand. The brush that I like to use now for my concealer and cut crease is the SK05 brush by Kaylee and Sosu. So I'm going to carve out my brow like normal. And now I'm just using the P. Louise base that I used to carve out my brows as my eyeshadow base. And I'm just pressing it onto my skin. I feel like it sits a lot better when I've just moisturised. A lot of the time I just kind of go straight in with the base and then I just prep my skin after. But yeah, it's definitely sitting a lot nicer. I always like to go quite far over basically to my temples because I bring my shadows out quite far anyway and I want something for them to stick to as well. So I don't just use it on my eyelid, I like to go all the way around the edges as well. So now I've carved them out and applied my base, I'm going to go in with Rufia, so that's the fluorescent green shade. I'm sorry my lighting is awful, but it looks like that. And the brush I use is the SK02 brush by Kaylee and Sosu. And this shade, I literally popped it kind of the inner corner crease part. This green is so nice. The only annoying thing when I'm using the new palette is I obviously do this eye first, then the next eye ends up better, so yeah. Okay, next I went in with the pink shade called Vanessa. It's like a real fluorescent pink shade. And I took that on my flat shader brush by BH Cosmetics. I don't know the number because it worn off, so. And I'm doing exactly the same technique as what I always do. And that's just pressing the shadow on, not blending it at all. And I'm going to overlap it slightly on that green as well. When I got this palette through the post, it was so hard not to use it because the weather's been so nice lately and I was like, no, don't do it, just kind of wait. Stop getting too excited. Right, after that pink, I used the shade Nadia, and that's a purple shade in the corner. I took that on another flat shader brush and joined it to the pink. Nadia meets Vanessa, you know. And then I pull it past my eyebrow, so just past the tail of my eyebrow. And then I'm going slightly over the pink as well. Just pressing on top. Does anyone else love this time of year when you have so many bank holidays? And I feel like it's so hard when you go back to work because you're like, oh, that's all the bank holidays until Christmas. Brilliant. When I got to this stage on this eye, I was thinking, what am I doing? Because I have no idea how it's going to look. But that's why you should keep going with your eye looks, because if they look a bit weird, then just keep going because they're probably going to turn out really nice. Have faith. So I went back in with the green again and just made sure everything was kind of blended through. I'm still just pressing, I'm not rubbing. And then I did the same with the pink. And then the same again with the purple. So I've got the base of the shape for my eye look, and now I'm going to blend the colours up to my eyebrow. The brush that I use for my green is actually really good for blending out as well. And I just used a tiny little bit of that shadow and kind of just blended it outwards. The brush that I use to blend out my pink is the SK03 brush, and it's a teeny weeny little blending brush. The reason why I chose this brush for this part is because on my eye personally, I find this area here kind of clings to my skin a little bit more. So I do find it a little bit harder to blend out any shadows. So I've applied a teeny weeny little bit of Vanessa. I'm not pressing hard at all. You don't have to blend out your eyeshadows as high as I do. It's only because my eye space isn't as big as some people's. So I just have to make the most of it really and just kind of go right up to my eyebrow. So I'm using that brush as well to blend out that green into the pink. Now for the purple, I'm going to use a similar brush to the one that I used for the pink, but this is by BH Cosmetics. I really love this brush, but I did singe it with the hairdryer a little bit, but I still like to use it. So I'm going to go in with Nadia and blend her out. For some reason on this side my eye is not behaving. I feel like it's gone a little bit patchy, but I'm going to fix it because I really like this eye look. I'm going to cut my crease next, and I'm using the P. Louise base like I did for my eyeshadow base and carve out my eyebrows. I'm using the same brush as well, so the SK05 brush. This part I'm probably not going to breathe or speak for about 5 minutes, so bear with me. So I'm pressing on the concealer, I'm not swiping, and I'm just stamping it to kind of get the basic shape that I want. Now to create a nice clear base, I'm just going to press that P. Louise base all over. When you do this bit as well, you can kind of tell the shape of your cut crease a lot better. Okay, I'm going to stop. Stop! Now I'm just pressing that shade Ruina. Really hope I'm saying that right. And just pressing that yellow on. Don't be afraid to go right onto that line of your cut crease, because where the base is quite tacky still, it just sticks to it, and then the shadow above, it's not as easy for it to stick to, so it won't mess up as much as you think, if that makes sense. So now everyone's favourite part, you're going to cut the crease again. And I'm just doing the same technique but going slightly under my original cut crease to keep the yellow. And at this stage you just have to make sure that it's nice and even all the way around. I swipe this bit just to get a good smooth shape, and then I'll just press the base over it. And again, fill in my lid. Before I applied the orange, I just buffed out the edges. For the orange, I used the same technique as what I did for the yellow. So I'm using that tiny little brush to pack on the colour, and I'm going in with the shade Anam. So it's a really nice fluorescent orange shade. And I'm going back in again, just pressing on that shadow. So now I've done the detailed part, I'm going in with a bigger brush. This is by Morphe, and I'm going to pack on that same shadow all over my lid. This is the fun part because it looks so neon. Just pressing it on. Okay, this part of the look makes my eyelid look so big. Anyway, what I did next was took a baby wipe or a makeup wipe, any type of wipe, and I just wrapped it around my finger. Really helps if you have nails on this part because you get it more precise, but you know. So I pulled back my temple and then literally just drew a line with my finger, like so. The next thing I did was pop some eyeliner on and just popping it along my lash line. Not doing anything too fancy, just lining my lash line for my lashes. For lashes, I use what I always use at the minute, and that's the Pinky Goat Sahar lashes. So they look like this, and they're just so pretty. So now I've just put that lash on. This is most of the eye look done. I'm going to go off camera quickly and make a start on my base makeup. If you want to see a video on how I do my base makeup, make sure you check out some of my other videos. But yeah, I'll be right back and then I'll finish the under eye. So I've done most of my base makeup. I just need to apply some lippy, and I've highlighted myself to the gods. So I'm going to use the same colours that I used in my crease for my under eye. And I'm taking the SK04 brush by Kaylee and Sosu. It's a really nice soft pencil brush and I love smudging out my under eye with this. I'm going to go in with the purple. Now I'm going in with Vanessa. And then lastly, Rufia, the fluorescent green shade. So finally, this is the finished look. So I've just done my lips and it's all come together, and I literally love this look so much. I love it. So I'm definitely going to use this palette again, especially when it's festival season. These shadows worked really well. I think sometimes the purple was a bit difficult to blend out on this side, but it might just be my eye. But yeah, obviously the shades are really neon and really pigmented, so they're not going to be as easy to blend as, say, a neutral palette, if that makes sense. But they worked really well and I think they've blended really nicely. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you check out my Instagram if you want to see any photos of my looks. But thank you so much for watching. As always, I really do appreciate it, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!